Yo, what's good, Raiders? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Raez, and I have an Arc Raiders update for y'all. Today, we're going to be talking about wipes. If you don't know what a wipe is, wipes in extraction shooters and extraction games are full-scale account resets for everybody. Boom, everyone's inventory gets reset. Some players like them because kind of combat gear inflation brings everyone back to, starting fresh. Some players don't like them because they feel like it, erases their progress. They don't like having to reset their entire inventory. But Arc Raiders gave us an update today, so we're going to know how that works in Arc Raiders once the game drops on October 30th. But before we get into that, be sure to like and subscribe so don't miss out on any uploads for me in the future, because we got a lot more Arc Raiders content coming once the game releases. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. All right, here we go. It says, in the full game, players will have access to a feature called projects. At level 20, the first major project players will have access to is the Expedition project. Upon completion, this project makes a character reset available. If a player completes a reset, they will be able to do so again so long as they complete another of these projects. So there it is. It's an optional system to reset your progress. Once you hit level 20, you'll have access to the first quote project, right? The system's called projects. Level 20 is when you get your first one. You'll be able to complete a set of requirements and basically opt into that reset. So it's voluntary. They're not forcing this on anybody. They're letting you opt in. It continues and it goes on for a bit, so I'm going to kind of condense it here, give you the gist of it. Expedition project is on an 8-week cycle. During those 8 weeks, you can make progress on that project. At the start of the 8th week, it opens up the ability to finalize the project, to complete the project if you've fulfilled all of the requirements during those 8 weeks. But if you're not ready to, if you haven't completed everything you need in order to complete the project, your progress will continue to the next finalization window, right? So it sounds like for the next 8 weeks, you have that time still to make progress, to finish up anything you haven't done, that sort of thing. So you're not punished for engaging with it, right? If you've contributed resources and time into fulfilling its requirements, it doesn't say reset your progress because you weren't ready at the end of that first 8 weeks, right? It kind of respects your time there if you choose to engage with it, which I think is pretty cool. I like that personally. And then at the bottom there, it kind of says other projects may be added over time. These will range in scale and reward structure. So they're adding in different ways you can opt into this. They're probably going to experiment with some things, try some different things as part of different updates. And I think that sounds pretty cool. You don't have to engage with it, but you're incentivized to here. And we're going to get into that in a bit, the incentives that they're offering. Okay, what do we keep and what do we lose if we do one of these resets? Players lose anything inherent to their character's progress: level, skills, items, inventory, workshop, crafting capabilities. So really it sounds like anything tied to what you would take into a raid, right? Your character, their inventory, the skills that you've unlocked on the skill tree, your ability to craft things that you would take into a raid. Anything that sounds like it's kind of related to going out into a raid topside is what you'll lose. Players will keep cosmetics, awards, achievements, rankings. Anything rooted solely in the meta game or involving real money will be preserved. Okay, so you don't lose out on meta progression, and you don't lose out on things you spent money on, which is good. That would be kind of crazy. And then it says, for convenience, after completing an expedition, players will be able to skip the majority of onboarding and tutorial steps that they went through as a new player. Okay, good. So you don't have to go through new player experience if you've done one of these resets. If you've done one of these resets, you're good to go as far as the tutorial. They don't force you to go through that again. And then they tease you at the bottom. Now, aside from players who like the thrill of starting fresh, why would you willingly give up all of your hard-earned progress? And here they kind of break down what we can expect to see as rewards for doing these resets: permanent account unlocks, unique cosmetic rewards, and account buffs that are applied for the duration of the following expedition cycle. Unique cosmetic rewards already has me sold. I mean, I was going to be doing these resets anyway, probably, but especially if I can get some cool skins. The skins in this game are dope, so that already has my attention. And then permanent account unlocks and account buffs. That sounds like it'll probably be based on how they put it here. Some quality of life stuff that's just going to make your progression smoother. And if you're going to be playing as much as me, if you're going to be an active Arc Raiders player, getting topside all the time, that's just probably going to be stuff that you're going to want to have anyway, right? If there's a buff I can get, give me the buff. I'm gonna be hitting topside, I want the buff, right? So I think these are pretty good reasons for you to engage with it, not just once, right? But repeatedly, especially if you're going to be in the game a lot, if you're going to be doing a lot of raids, you're going to want the buffs. So I think that sounds cool. I'm definitely going to be doing these resets. But how are y'all feeling? Are y'all the type, y'all going to be opting into these wipes? Y'all going to be resetting your progress? I know I want the skins, but let me know what you think in the comments. Yo, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for dropping by the channel. My name is Raez. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want more Arc Raiders content in the future. Thanks for coming by. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you topside. Peace.